Should you pay off your student loans? Well, maybe. Hey guys, Jessica here. This has got to be one of the most common questions that I get, which is some flavor of, should I pay off my student loans or invest the money? Or should I pay off my student loans or build an emergency fund? Or should I pay off my student loans or save for retirement? I know it's tough because this is something that a lot of us grew up with, which is this idea that debt sucks. And so we feel this pressure of like trying to pay off our debt as quickly as possible, right? But it's not always the right answer. And this is something that we help a ton of people with at Uprise, which is like to look at people's specific situations and figure out, hey, does it make sense investing versus paying down student loans? And so in this video, I'm going to walk you guys through our general high-level process for how we think about the right answer. So the way I'm going to structure this video is I'm going to cover off these questions in order. So the first question, should I pay off my student loans or build my emergency fund? 2, should I pay off my student loans or save for retirement? And 3, should I pay off my student loans or invest the money? So if any of these questions don't apply to you, feel free to skip ahead to the questions that do. In the description below, I'll add time markers so that you can jump around easily. Okay, let's jump into it. So first question is, should I pay off my student loans or build an emergency fund? Answer here is emergency fund. Paying off your student loans should not come at the expense of having 3 to 6 months of living expenses saved up in cash. So emergency funds help you manage unexpected situations, which you probably can guess, but also they help you cover one-off lump sum payments that are not emergencies, but are just sort of part of life. Things like paying a 1-month deposit for your rent in advance. So then that first month you have to like cough up 2 months of rent instead of just 1 month of rent. Being able to pull from cash is really, really important versus needing to A, borrow money or B, pull from investments. We did a separate video that talks more about emergency funds, why they're important, how they work, this kind of stuff. I'll link to that up here. As a side note, if you have any credit card debt, that should come even before building up an emergency fund. The reason is because the interest rates on credit cards are so high that basically nothing else comes close to how high those are, and they will basically eat away at your money like crazy. Long story short, stick to the minimum payments on your student loans until your emergency fund and any credit card debt, if you have any, are taken care of. Second question, should I pay off student loans or save for retirement? The answer here is most likely save for retirement. The reason is because retirement savings go into these tax-advantaged accounts, things like 401ks, IRAs, HSAs, that in addition to allowing you to get a return from the market, but also gives you an additional boost from the tax savings on that account. And so added together, that usually ends up being a return that is a lot higher than the interest that you're paying on your student loan. Not to mention, a lot of employers give you free money for contributing into the company 401k. So if your company has something called a company match for their 401k, definitely do that first. And last question, should I pay off my student loans or invest the money? This is where it gets a little tricky. You've probably heard this idea from a lot of people, friends, family, professors, whoever, who say something along the lines of like, you have to get into the market early. The earlier you get into the market, the more you can let your money compound over time. And so the earlier you start, the better. I feel like this is really well-meaning advice, but I feel like ends up putting a lot of pressure and guilt on us, especially because the answer is that it depends. It depends on the interest rate for your student loan to be able to figure out, hey, for that extra dollar that I have, should I put that towards paying down the loan or into the market? Here's what I mean. Let's be conservative and say that the market returns 6% on average every year over a long period of time. And if your student loan interest rates are higher than 6%, then you should definitely pay down the student loan first. But if your student loan interest rates are below 6%, then it probably makes more sense to put that extra money into the market. Obviously, nothing in investing is guaranteed, but hopefully, chances are, over the long run, you'll earn more having your money in investments than paying off your student loan. There's a bit more nuance here, depending on, say, the type of student loan you have, the type of rate you get, all of this kind of stuff. But this is the general concept. And one more thing to say, which is that investment returns, as I mentioned, are never guaranteed, whereas student loan payments are mostly guaranteed. And so if you're kind of on the cusp, then I would probably err on the side of paying off your student loans a little bit faster. And that's it. As I mentioned, there's a lot more nuance here. So whether you have federal or private loans, whether you should refinance, what different payment plans you have, this kind of stuff. And so if you have any questions, definitely let us know in the comments. And also wanted to mention that you can sign up for Uprise as well. This is something that we have a ton of experience with, and so definitely can help take a look at your specific situation. So if you want, you can sign up for Uprise. I've linked to us in the description below. We put together Wall Street level personalized financial plans completely and 100% for free. So if you have any questions about this, about investing, about employer benefits, whatever it is, we'd be happy to help. And on average, we've put 100K in net worth back into people's pockets. Other than that, if you'd like to see more videos like this one, please give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and click the bell for notifications. See you guys next time.